Let's break down exactly what happened, why the internet is eating it up, and what it really means for Blueface's comeback arc. Over the weekend, clips from Blueface's first post-prison show started flying around every timeline. The crowd energy was high, the phones were up, and then, here comes the viral moment. Blueface launches into some wild, offbeat dance moves. I'm talking knee pops, shoulder jerks, a little hop skip that looked like he was trying to reset the beat by himself. Within minutes, the roast sessions were in full swing. People stitched the clip to meme sound effects, dropped side-by-side edits with vintage Uncle at the Barbecue footwork, and even posted fake dance tutorial captions. It wasn't subtle. It was a pile-on. Here's the first thing to understand. For an artist coming straight out of custody back onto a stage, adrenaline does weird things. Your timing can be jumpy, your breath control isn't back yet, your in-ear mix is a little off, and muscle memory is still catching up. Sometimes that looks like brilliance, sometimes it looks like chaos. Blueface leaned into motion, maybe to fill space while he searched for the pocket. From the front row, that probably felt exciting. From the internet's perfect, replayable angle, it looked like a GIF begging to be clowned. But the roasting only works because the moment cuts through. The reason people shared it wasn't just to drag, it's because Blueface returned to a stage with zero fear of looking goofy. In live performance, the try matters as much as the nail. Half the biggest stars built careers on awkward signature moves that got memed into affection. Think about the is it corny or iconic debate. Sometimes corny wins because it's honest. The real question is whether he can turn an awkward clip into a running bit, an inside joke, or even a merch moment. Embrace the meme and it loses its bite. Now, while that was happening, Mike Epps' comments about Blueface's prison release started circulating again, and Blueface clapped back. That's the second storyline tonight. Comedy and rap have always had a playful but tense relationship. Comedians poke, rappers respond, and sometimes it spirals. Mike Epps delivered a few slick lines about Blueface getting out, the kind of one-liners designed to score laughs in the room and go viral online. Blueface answered with that signature confident tone, basically saying, don't reduce my whole life to a punchline, and don't frame my release as a character flaw. You could feel the pride talking, but also the strategy. He's resetting his public narrative in real time. Let's talk why that exchange hits a nerve. After a stint inside, you come back to a marketplace that moved without you. You need attention, but you need the right kind. If comedians get the first word, you risk being defined by punchlines instead of projects. Blueface pushing back isn't just ego, it's brand management. You can't let your comeback be narrated entirely by reaction videos. This is where most artists choose one of three lanes. Ignore it, escalate it, or flip it into a moment that benefits the tour and the music. And the smartest play is the third. Turn chatter into conversion. Back to the performance itself. If you rewatch the clip past the memes, you'll notice three things. One, the crowd volume never really dips. People in the building were locked in, which tells you the energy was working live even if the internet thinks the dance looked wild. Two, Blueface uses movement as a pacing tool. When lyrics sit behind the beat, his body jumps ahead to keep the audience's eyes engaged. When the beat smacks, he leans back and lets the 808 do the talking. That's a classic tactic for artists whose flow is more conversational than technical. Three, he understands camera math. He finds the lens, points, gestures, and makes frames that gift creators easy screenshot moments. That's not an accident, that's stagecraft. So where does this go from here? If Blueface is smart, and he often is about attention, he'll claim the meme. Add a deliberate wild step into the set every night, encourage the crowd to copy it, and name it something ridiculous. Suddenly the roast becomes a challenge dance. Next, lean into the Mike Epps moment without dragging it out. Thank the legend for the spotlight, toss a friendly bar back on stage, then pivot to the music. A single line shouted from the stage, jokes land better when the check's clear. Keeps it playful and keeps you in control. There's also the business layer. Promoters don't care if the dance was awkward. They care if the clip traveled, tickets moved, and the show ended without chaos. Viral equals leverage. If he strings together 3 or 4 clean, sold-out rooms, that translates into stronger festival offers and a better split on the next run. Labels and partners see a crowd that wants to be part of the joke, part of the moment, part of the comeback. That's monetizable momentum. Now, let's be fair about the criticism. Some folks aren't just clowning the dance, they're pointing out that the performance itself felt under-rehearsed. That's a fixable note. A few quick adjustments would smooth everything out. Build a 10-minute opening medley that locks his breath and tempo. Add a hype man with tight call and response to stabilize sections where he tends to float behind the beat. Insert a mid-set reset, DJ drop, crowd chant, lights cut, to recenter timing before the final run. The difference between wild and controlled wild is 2 rehearsals and a clean in-ear mix. Let's also address the human piece behind the clapback. Coming home is disorienting. You're balancing legal realities, family dynamics, and an audience that wants nonstop content. People expect a polished version of you immediately, with no grace for transition. That's not realistic. Sometimes that pressure comes out in edgy stage energy and spicy replies online. The win is in channeling that edge into records, visuals, and crowd moments that remind people why they cared in the first place. As for Mike Epps, comedians test boundaries by design. The best outcome here is mutual respect with mutual benefit. A quick cameo at a show, a lighthearted IG Live, or a backstage photo turns the tension into a storyline everybody can enjoy. Audiences love a pivot from beef to bit. It signals you're secure enough to laugh and focused enough to keep moving. Here's what I'll be watching next. 1. Does Blueface lock in a signature post-prison single within the next 2 weeks and build these viral clips into the rollout? 2. Do the next 3 shows feature a tighter arrangement, a cleaner mix, and a choreo wink that nods to the meme? 3. Does the Mike Epps exchange turn into a positive moment? Maybe a stage shout-out, maybe a skit, maybe a quick cameo? 4. Do the numbers back it up? Door counts up, story views rising, save to shares climbing, and streaming spikes after each city? If those boxes tick, you're looking at a successful reset. Bottom line, the internet roasted Blueface's wild dance moves because the clip was loud, different, and easy to loop. He clapped back at Mike Epps to protect the frame around his comeback. Both things can be true. The moment was messy, and the strategy can still work. If he embraces the joke, tightens the show, and keeps the conversation anchored to new music, this chapter could flip from clowning to cult classic in a month. Thanks for tapping in and keeping it locked with real context over quick takes. If you want more breakdowns that separate signal from noise like this video, drop your thoughts respectfully in the comments and subscribe to the Short Clips Podcast. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.